go. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. I am pleased to announce something very special that we got going on here. We've been doing a lot of things over the years, but it's nothing like what we have in store for you today. I am proud to be here with my brothers making this announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the official first episode of the Off the Menu podcast. Coming from you live and direct from home, from our neck of the woods, Salt Lake City, Utah, from the More About Nothing studio. I am your host, your friend, Key, representing Off Days. Enjoy yours. Nothing lasts forever, baby. I am here with my brothers and the first lady in charge. I got my brother Tay and Moose on the air with me. We have our Sifu, CEO, IT, technical support behind the cameras, behind the scenes, Yingy. And collectively, we are the team behind Off the Menu. And this is brought to you by Off Days, MW95, and More About Nothing Productions. Thank you for tuning in. We got a lot in store for y'all. We ready to set this off. We ready to take this off, and we're ready to talk about everything that we do. We are here to give you some free game, give you some peace of mind, help guide your heart, help guide your head through different adversities and different changes and different transitions in your life. And I'm happy to be here with my brothers. I'm gonna give them a moment to go in and introduce themselves. But let's get right into this.
You want me to do it? All right.
Yeah, I want you.
Let's get into this. Thank you, Boo Boo.
Thank you.
Mr. Keela killed that, right, guys? Woo! All days enjoy yours. You know what I mean? That's what it is.
Shout outs Off Days.
As he announced in the introduction, my name is Tay. 1/4, actually 1/6. I'm More About Nothing. We do have two other members that, well, not members, but they are with us still in a way. As we four push to make More About Nothing, MW95, Off Days, and Amateur Ghost Hunter a thing. So us,
it's a little teaser.
A little teaser. You know, but like I said, my name is Tay. You know, we just here to kill shit. That's all. We here to do dope shit, have fun while we do it, and you know, as we journey and move forward of all this, you guys will see our growth, our disconnects as well. We obviously know there's going to be some turmoil over some topics, you know, that we may be over. And yeah, you know, we might fight here and there. We're gonna have fun with it for the most part. You know, this guy over here, Mr. Edgy.
I like it.
Yeah. Let's get him going, dude. Right here.
Let's go.
Moo Woods.
I don't even know what to say. I don't even know how to follow any of that up, man. My name is Moose. Mooberry Street on IG. MW95. Yeah, you know, man, I don't even know what to say. We're just here to kill it. We love fashion. We love everything. We're here to talk some smack. Mm-hmm. We're here to have some fun too. We're gonna have a lot of debates. So
yeah, that's what it is. Man. This is where we're gonna be here. We're gonna debate everything, and that's what's really good about us is that the minds that we have on this podcast, that what we can bring as individuals, you'll see as a group as well. That's what's gonna be great about this is that all three of us, we don't think alike, and we do.
We don't.
We very true.
You know? Yeah,
we don't, but we do.
Our individual personalities are so weird because we kind of came in this together as fashion designers, right? We ultimately had the goal of having our own clothing lines at one time without knowing each other as well. Mm-hmm. But yeah, over the years, I think we've been doing this. You know, me and Moose have been doing this
since 2007. No,
2017 was the infancy of More About Nothing.
I would say 2016.
But 2016 is when him and I started just hanging out, and I was attending his meetings when he was doing, his individual stuff. Well, not individuals, but he was working on his stuff with his group at the time. Mm-hmm. And if anyone would know, me and Boo Boo or Keela, if however you would like to come out with your name, but we're family. We're family through gang relation, you know. Some numbers will be forever in our hearts.
1516, 1516.
But no, and as for us, we're not actually, we're not a part of that, but it is our family. It's the blood that we kind of shed together and made us who we are now.
We made it out, man. We're doing something better. We're doing something a lot better with our time, and we're making the most out of it.
Yeah.
What we're doing.
We've been told by a lot of people within our, all our OGs that they're proud to see where we're at. We made it. We did something with our lives.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't know, I'm 30 years old. Like I feel like I'm just starting life now.
Yeah,
like,
true, man.
We've been doing this. We've been doing the clothing thing for a minute, and now I feel like we have something. And
it's true.
I really appreciate that everyone has come back together, and we're gonna make this work out.
It's
for
beautiful.
Off the Menu. Off the Menu. This is a collective of who we are.
Yes. It's crazy how all of this is just falling into place, and how everything is coming to fruition, and it feels so natural and it feels so right. Perfect timing, just the vibes, everything that we have going on, the whole setup that we have going on here, you guys. Shout outs to everybody here, man. Shout outs to everybody here for making this happen. Shout outs to you guys for listening, man. We're gonna go crazy with this.
It's been a long time coming.
We're gonna go crazy with it.
Yeah, man. That's what it really feels like. We finally have had all these great ideas, and now we actually feel confident enough to pull it off. Even the podcast itself too. I remember if you asked me 2 years ago, we even kind of talked about it. I was saying, I don't know if I have anything to offer or anything to say.
I used to say that too.
And then now it's just like, oh yeah, fuck it.
And then I started watching foods on YouTube. I was like, man, this is what they be talking about.
Yeah, nothing.
Don't even
right?
get me started.
Everything. They be talking about everything and nothing at the same time, and that's kind of what. Like if we could have recorded our previous meetings over the years and let people really know how
cold, man.
our thoughts and our whatever whatever we had spoken about at that time, you guys would be loving it.
Actually, we actually filmed a lot of stuff that these guys haven't seen. We actually filmed a lot.
It's true. This is episode 1. But for us, this is session 6, pretty much. Yeah. We have gone through plenty of test sessions to see the time and everything we need to put into this, the lighting, the camera work, like everything. Literally, everything had just barely finished today, and we've been going at this for about 2 months.
Yeah,
2 months.
Has it been 2 months?
2 months since we thought about doing the podcast, and then
we pulled it off, man. Look at all this shit. Look at everything that we got over here, man.
Mics. Who would have thought us would be on a mic, other than this guy over here, Diamond Life himself. Let's talk about OG stuff. He, the rapper, he used to be a rapper.
Came from music.
Yeah.
I used to dabble in some shit.
And then Mr.
Stop being mysterious, man. He never tells us about that.
We're here to be mysterious?
No, we all mysterious.
Yeah. Kind of. Amy be finding stuff about me. And Amy, when I refer to Amy, she is my wife. We call her Sifu Ying.
Sifu Ying.
But
her too,
when I refer to her, it'd be as Amy or my wife. So yeah, when she watched all this happen, she just, are these hooligans really going to be doing stuff? Can we really make something happen like this?
Can we really pull this off?
We did it. We did it. And check out our shit, dude. We got
look at it, man.
Fresh off the vents, fresh off the heaters. We brought here More About Nothing tees. These are brand new. We're gonna prepare for a pop up coming here. I think May 13th. Let's lock us in for that date.
Yeah, and let me just say something real quick. Until we actually get some foods that want to pay us for some ads, we plug in our own shit in this bitch, man. We
shoot our own commercials, our infomercials, everything.
Yeah.
We're going to kind of have a little bit of everything. That's what More About Nothing is that we have our 3 personalities will be able to individually put creativity in works. We are displaying everything here with this, right? This whole Off the Menu podcast is to display our thoughts, everything that we think about, things that we can talk about, and that our clothing is a display of our creativity, what we were able to put on a t-shirt. Right. And it's not, people think it's just that easy to go throw stuff on a t-shirt and go sell it, but there's so much more to it they're the forefathers, whoever's on the Mount Rushmore of clothing for you guys, they put in so much work to where we are at, and we're wanting to follow in those footsteps,
Exactly.
Yeah, that's kind of where it's been at. And, like I said, there's a lot of past with us 3, and I think for me, when I had approached you guys about doing More About Nothing and doing the podcast stuff, it was like, I know these guys can do it,
right?
And if anyone knows, personally in real life, it takes a lot for me to work something up with someone.
It's true.
I totally believe in being individual and an individual on its own and do everything by myself because I feel like it was easier. Right. But as we started doing stuff and started doing stuff together, it made things a lot more easier.
Yeah. I went that route with off days. I did this shit all by my fucking self.
Yeah.
Okay. It's much better to work in a team, y'all.
Go
Find yourself some people that fuck with you like that and fuck with the same shit you fuck with and make something happen.
That's what I tell everybody. I was like, you got to get a team, man. It just works so much easier.
Yeah.
And then in the beginning, Tay was that girl who's playing hard to get. We met so many weekends and just so many days. And then I was like, hey, man, maybe we should do a brand together. And he's like, no.
I work alone. I work alone. Yeah. That's what I told him. Then I saw kind of
Mr. Incredible.
Yeah. I went to his meetings. He had Channel 3 was his original brand that he was doing.
It was Token and then Channel 3.
But I thought Token was whack, so you switched it to Channel 3.
Because Channel 3 is dope.
Yeah, Channel 3 was dope. Mm-hmm. And then as we were meeting, I was just there to not say anything. I gave him my individual take after. He would have meetings with his boys. And shout out to them, they're doing their own thing. This just wasn't where they wanted to be. They didn't want to do clothing like we did,
And you see that in a lot of entrepreneurs because a lot of people start up t-shirt businesses. That's a huge jump off point for a lot of people. So.
And I think that's what set us apart. And I took a liking to you guys because of this reason, as you guys took it very serious.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There was a certain type of discipline that you guys had to like just make sure that shit always worked in our way, even when it didn't. Really try. Tay was always doing that shit.
That's why it was a dream to work with him.
Things, and to see the dedication that you guys had working on this. That's really what brought me here with Off Days. Again, man, shout outs to Tay because Tay helped me come up with the name. He helped me. He really helped set the playing field for Off Days and really took it off.
I didn't know that.
You're shocked, huh?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He helped you come up with the name?
Yeah, no, for real. Boo Boo was cooking in the lab.
Yeah.
I had brought him on board to do More About Nothing when I talked with the group and asked him, hey, would you like to work with us? We're looking for someone like you. And if anyone doesn't know, this guy is a hustler. Straight up. Like you push it. He's second to Pusha T though. That's where that's his idol. That's where if Pusha T tells you how to sell crack, he's gonna tell you how to sell a t-shirt and make a t-shirt. And that's where we're at. And it's true. I've had a little place in a little bit of everything that everyone does.
It's true.
And it's just communication. That's all it is, right? Yeah. It's just when we talk, I know how to respond. And I'm like, if I think something's dope, I'm gonna let you know. Right?
Oh yeah,
very true.
You're very real with me.
And I ran through a bunch of different names with Tay, a bunch of different ones. And as soon as I told him Off Days, he's like, "That's
the one. That's the one." I was like, "That makes sense. Yeah. That one made sense." Everything. Yeah. His approach with Off Days was different than the rest of the of the titles that he had used for the clothing brand. And I was like, "This one makes more sense to me than any of the other ones." Right. And that's Musu. When we had connected and I said, hey, let's do something together. Fuck it. I'm down. I'm down if you're down.
You're totally downplaying that whole day. It was amazing. I came over and he was just gonna make me food. And then all of a sudden he was just like, hey man, I think we should make a brand together. And this was after what, a year?
A year
and some change. And we're just always chopping it up and trying to figure out what works, what doesn't. And then he approaches me one day. You want to make a brand? I was like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah. So let's do this together. And
exactly.
Yeah.
When we decided on the name of More About Nothing, it was just us two. And then Amy, she's college student. She was doing her thing. Mm-hmm. She didn't believe in it from the start because originally when we had started talking, I had talked about my dreams and my goals, right?
Right.
And it's gonna sound whack now, but back in the day, like it was like 2012, I had told her I want to open up a store called Tops because clothing goes on top of you, right? And it served everything in a pizza box. And
what the hell? That's fire,
dude. That's what I wanted, crazy. And I told her
it's a packaging dream.
And then we started doing the clothing stuff, and she's like, man, he's really serious about this, and the people that's around him is really serious about this. And now she made it serious.
Right.
As our CEO, she's given us the ability and everything that for a place to be at, right? Yeah. This is her home.
Shout outs to facilitator,
man. Yeah. She's lobbing us, she's John Stockton of the entrepreneurs, She out here doing what she got to do to make sure we do everything right from our side, right? So we want to make sure that we're living up to her expectations and keeping it up.
She's the head of Voltron.
Yeah.
100%.
But back to it, when I had approached Moose about doing the group thing, and everyone knows I cook. When I cook, I cook. I cook
Oh, he
for everyone.
cooks, y'all. He
So,
fucking
yeah.
cooks.
I don't cook for myself I wouldn't call myself a chef yet, but I do cook, and I understand now why they don't eat their own food. You know, they rather have someone else cook for them. But you know me, I've been doing this. My mom taught me, my grandparents taught me, you know, and that's kind of where I've come to be the person I am, you know, as, you know, even my pops is actually the first one to teach me how to cook. I was like 6 years old and he made me seasoned chicken. At 6 years old, you're just putting stuff in the microwave or waiting for your parents to feed you. But, you know, I was cooking eggs and all that stuff, and I finally got tall enough to be over, you know?
Yeah, that was how my mom taught me how to cook, too. She's like, make some eggs, make a grilled cheese, and then you got it.
Yeah, there you go. That's as simple as it is, you know?
Yeah.
And, so I was cooking for him, and I was like, hey, man, let's do this. Let's do this stuff together. I feel like we would work good together. Yeah. And he was the first member that I asked to be part of it. More About Nothing came up for me, and shout out to Wale for...
Shout outs to Wale.
Shout out to Wale. If anyone doesn't know, go listen to that. Go listen to that More About Nothing.
More About Nothing.
You know,
mixtape.
it's so good. And like that intro, the breakup song is so fire. Go watch that video. But I just always had that in my mind somewhere. Like I wanted to make a clothing brand that didn't have to stick to one thing, and we can just do whatever we want.
That was always the goal. Yeah, we definitely didn't want to be pigeonholed to anything, and just wanted to do whatever came to mind.
And we've done it though. You know, like. If you go look at the stuff from 2017 and up, this is our designer here. Like it was More About Nothing. He did most of the designs. He did. I would say about 75% of designs.
75% is.
And then I'm not one to work with Illustrator or anything. I'm like I have the creativity, but everything's here. Yeah. You know, my brainberry, as Drake would say. Not the real Drake, but Tim Westwood parody Drake.
But even for
Affion
me,
Crockett, okay?
Back in that era, I was like completely like
brand new.
Much, yeah, brand new, self-taught. Like
we all were,
stuff out.
We all
every single one of you. Like I learned pretty much just the business, and I let Moose write of the designs. I just told him what I needed to be done, and he would get it done. Same thing with Boo Boo. Like if I ever asked, they would. Fruition is a real thing. Like if you really want to go out and manifest something and like and make it happen, just
that
ask
shit
people.
is for real, man.
Ask people.
Yeah.
It's who you surround yourself with and who you're influenced by. It really matters. And it took me a long time to figure that out.
Me too.
Yeah, you know, until I got like older and I was like, you know, actually that makes sense. Because when I was hanging out with you guys, I always loved chopping it up. Always coming to work, always thinking about new things. And when I would go out on some nights, I just didn't feel that. But then I'm like, with these guys, it's like, this is what I want to do.
Definitely is a connection that we're able to build up, you know. And like I said, I go way back with pretty much every single one of us.
That's
true.
Yeah. And it's not easy to work with someone, especially when they don't take it as serious as you in some things, right? So, and we've ran through a lot of people that we've worked with that may have not taken it as serious as us, and that's okay. That
happens to everybody.
Okay. It happens, right?
Yeah.
Some people have different goals, and this wasn't the end goal for them.
I just knew this is what this is what
we had to do.
This is what we got.
That was one of the big things when me and Moose had first started. This is all I got. I'm not educated. Like if you go look at my education, I'm not there. I got my GED maybe in the 9th grade. I had gone to Job Corps and at 16, and you know, I just was such a lost teenager, kid, whatever you would call it. You know, I was just really lost. And as I got older, I started to figure things out for myself. And I figure whatever you do, whatever you portray in life, people will take that. Yeah. And it really is like whatever book you write in your life, people are going to read you for what it is. Yeah. Right. Put out, dude. I just believe putting out kindness. Like, and when I say kindness, grain of salt, because everyone knows I'm an asshole too, you know, but it's because I'm very blunt. Yeah.
But
I'm very blunt.
You show your love. You don't tell it all the time. You know what I mean?
I think that's what I like about you the most. The most.
Is that I tell it.
You tell it like it is.
Yeah. It's helped. It's helped me grow a ton, bro. So many designs, so many just meetings, and then like sometimes you just scrap shit. Yeah. That's fine.
Right. Yeah. And that's like, I remember it was hard for you at first to want to scrap stuff. You was like, oh, really? We can't put this one out? I'm like, it's the wrong time.
I get married to ideas.
Yes, yes. Yeah. But now when he's putting in work, and like Boo Boo too, Boo Boo loves that shit too. Whenever he makes something, he wants to ride of it. He wants to make sure everyone gets it. Everyone gets a piece of this. But it's true. You can't fall in love with something until it's out, you know.
Not getting too attached to it and stuff. Yeah, no, for sure.
Speaking of attached, would you rather suck 10 different dicks or one dick 10 times.
All right,
To save your. Oh, here, I'll make the answer. I'm gonna put it. Boo Boo's the only father in this room. Your child's life.
Oh man.
You have to answer the question. And Boo Boo's straight as a stick. Like nothing gets past this guy when it comes to like, he's not homophobic or anything. You can do whatever you want, but he just himself, he's like, I've never thought about being gay before. Me too. I've never thought about it too, but you know, it's a funny question. That's all it is.
Just because I'm really committed to everything that I do, relationship wise, everything that, man, I'm trying to go have fun, man. I'm about to go suck on 10 different dicks.
Oh my god! Wow. Okay, no, I can't say anything because that's your opinion.
I'm out here wilding.
I'm just surprised he answered so fast.
Yeah. You know what? We did ask him though. It's probably been marinating for like 3 or 4 weeks that this was going to happen.
Had a couple sessions to think about it.
He finally answered. That's fucking crazy.
No, it'd be funny because when we did record the sessions or we did have meetings where this was happening, we would talk about stuff like this because, you know, it's just funny. It's just funny to talk about. And the big thing that we've connected on really is conspiracies, you know? Yeah. And that's kind of true. Like the off topic type stuff. Like, hey, I'm going to throw that out there. Like,
that's also a funny thing. We all came across those conspiracies kind of separately.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and then we're like, do you believe that shit too? I'm like, oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, dude. Boo Boo had what, 3 months? 3 months of it?
I was in a rabbit hole, man.
I heard for a minute, dude. He would come over and be like, Tay, you see this shit? Tay, you see this? I'm like, yeah, man. You want to hear something crazy?
And we're gonna have to.
And I would make up some stuff.
We're gonna have to bring him on. But Young was the one that got me on this shit. He put me in this crazy ass rabbit hole, and he told me to get out.
Yeah, he said, hey, come here, get out, go. He said you almost got trapped.
We're gonna have to couldn't help myself, man. I fell in that shit. That shit was crazy.
We're gonna have to have a 3-hour episode.
Of conspiracies.
Just conspiracies.
There's just so much to talk about.
It's only for the people that are down.
Yeah. And it's crazy because like when he was going through that stuff, he was also doing his clothing stuff, and I saw him slowly on the clothing stuff because the conspiracies were getting to him. Like he would be up till 3 a.m. Hey, check this out, fam. Check this out.
That's real.
And I'm like, oh shoot, because I'm up at 3 a.m. doing the same thing. I'm over here like, all right, what is this? Why were doors so big back in the day?
We go.
Huh? Why were they? I'm gonna leave that question for you guys, and you guys can answer in the comments below.
Let them know.
We all know why. Yeah, man, we all do that. Just stay up and just flipping through like, oh my God.
That's bad because I think it started happening really for me is after I got YouTube Red and I didn't have ads.
Oh, and thank you, by the way. You guys put me on your family plan.
Put them on the family plan. I gave it as a little birthday gift. You know,
24th birthday.
Something a little better, you know, like you can give a gift for a person and they can have it for one time. Or you give them a gift that they keep using because that's
last
really
forever.
That's what it's gonna last forever.
Dude, it was so funny. We're all streaming on the TV, and then I stream my phone, and he's all like, "Which peasant has this ad on my TV?"
And I do that to everyone. It's not just him. When people come to this house,
it's me.
It's if you have ads, you're getting kicked out or you're buying YouTube Red. And we're not sponsored by them or anything, but man, just
they never will.
We live in a modern day age. It's kind of crazy where you don't see ads ever. You know, like you're like the only time you see ads is when you're out and about. But to be at home, I'm like, man, I don't watch basic cable, basic TV, right? And when we watch, I think maybe when we watch sports, we'll get ads, or it just goes off and says, "Thank you for watching. This will be it's like a short break, whatever," and they'll come back to it, and it's just the TNT, and then we just go to your phone and check that out. Which is wild, you know.
That's the new age of ads now. Is just like YouTubers.
Yeah,
they have them on there. You know, if you guys want, we have some ad space on our podcast. But either way, it's like it's just what the world is now. And you fucked it up for me because now I don't like it when people have ads on their YouTube.
It's crazy, right?
I'm just like, I had to be quiet at a party and be like,
why am I hearing the Spotify ad on YouTube?
I guess some of these people don't just have YouTube.
This motherfucker bought 2 bottles of Henny, ain't got YouTube. He ain't got no YouTube Red.
You out here getting drunk every day with your friends, but you got no YouTube Red. Priorities, remember that. And if you got Hulu of ads, you suck too.
I didn't even know Hulu had ads.
Hulu has hella ads.
Hulu has hella ads.
Almost like 2 minutes and like 30 seconds or something like that.
And you still pay for that shit?
No. Okay, and see, this is where it switched up. Amy, wife, doesn't actually care for ads. She just whatever, right? She's whatever about it. But she had Hulu for a minute, and she was on a college plan with Hulu, so she got it at a discount.
Ew.
She's like, I'm never switching this. I have it for cheap. I don't care. But now her friends, and she shared it with all her friends, and they were like, "Hey, I think it's time for us to get no ads." She goes, "No, I'm gonna keep mine." No, I'll pay for it. Okay, yeah. You pay for it. And then so we switched over to theirs. They have a little group of 4 that they pay for individual things, and we just use whatever, And
That's how it is now.
shout out to the friends and family that
shout out
share
Young and
everything.
Sheila. I'm on their YouTube Red Plan. I fuck with y'all for
Shout
that.
out to
Thank you
Max.
so much.
Max for the HBO. And this guy like Max, he has almost everything.
That fool has everything.
Everything.
Crunchyroll.
Oh, yeah, he
all of
does,
that
huh?
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
He
everyone
even offered it to me.
Yeah, they share. Everyone shares it.
I'm on his
I think that's the
HBO
only one I
right
don't
now.
share.
I have his HBO right
yeah,
now.
I watch IT, technical support, whatever you want to
Thank you,
call it. She's
Seafood.
out here in the back making
Wait.
sure everything is good.
Seafood, you have the mic. Just say hi.
Hi guys.
But yeah, so where we left off, we were talking about Tokyo Drift. I had watched that every day, and
Still one of the best movies out. Come on, man.
the best. I think one of the best for sure. And don't take that and make that one of Don't judge my movie taste because of Tokyo Drift. I know it's a very if you go watch it, if I watch it every day and I literally just like, well, man, this shit ain't funny, but it is.
Yeah.
We love movies though, so we're gonna talk about a lot of movies, but Tokyo Drift is a special place.
I
Movies.
just remember watching that in theater.
Yeah,
Oh, me too.
Dude, the fucking theater was filled. Fools were sitting on the stairs.
dude,
Oh,
pulling up in their
yeah.
JDM cars
Yeah,
and everything.
man.
And that's what the great thing about like the original like few movies that they had produced for Fast and the Furious in this series is that people pulled up in the cars.
Yeah.
And like had
People
car
were
meets.
like for reals inspired by that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like for us, we were much younger, so we didn't really have cars. But Tokyo was Need for Speed Underground 2.
Need for Speed Underground.
Yeah, shout out to that because that made our customization a real thing.
We
And-
putting subwoofers in the Escalade and shit.
yeah, Boo was Escalade kid. He had that. He was just whipping. He wasn't even racing or anything.
I was
whipping.
just free roaming.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Hey man, well, shout out to Midnight Club because I would do that on
Same
that
thing
all
too.
the time.
Same shit too.
See, it was I grew up in Portland and we had a Century 16, maybe 10, 15 minutes that we would just go kick it at, not even watch movies. We had Initial D there. And that's what really brought me into, cars. I had a fascination over the Evo 4 for a minute. Then I found out that that's not a big guy car.
What was your introduction to Initial D? I'm just curious.
The manga.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, and then it was just harder back in the days to like find like DVDs or VHS of animes,
Yeah.
and then you would have to wait for it to be on TV, which was never a thing for Initial D.
Yeah.
I think it was like 2009 I had really started watching it and finished the series.
Yeah.
And then the movie, that was it. But
The real life.
The live
action, Jay Chow.
Yeah.
Jay Chow.
Shout outs Jay Chow and shout outs Edison Chen.
Edison Chen, yes.
and that
And
other guy,
I think that was my introduction to, and we're here and we do clothing and stuff, is that was my introduction before Clot, who Edison Chen was, right? So,
Yeah.
and then I followed his stuff for a while from there.
Oh, I was a big fan. I watched a lot of Hong Kong movies. He was a big time Hong Kong actor.
Give us your best Hong Kong accent. Right now.
No.
You're fighting. Give us your fighting right now.
We're saving that, man.
No. Let's go. We're here.
saving
We're here.
that.
Let's hear
Are
it.
you really guys gonna make me do this?
Let's
right
do
now?
it.
Just one time.
One time, maybe multiple times later, but one time right now.
One time for the people.
I'm gonna give it like a little bit.
A little bit. Show us your
a
best.
little
His favorite Jet Li movie is Fearless.
既不境界，既就境界，保持逆界。The first time was way better than that one.
We did have another, like I said, we did sessions and I had put him on a spot. I had made him, I was like, give me your best Korean.
You guys loosened me up for that one, okay?
But we had to. We had to get you ready. We had to probe. We had to get in there.
Korean's a little. I already told you this, but these guys don't know this. But my Korean fake accent is much better than my Chinese fake accent.
Yeah.
My Chinese is Mandarin and Cantonese in particular. I'm still working on those.
It's okay, dude. It's tight that you can just do that on the spot.
It's
you,
crazy.
You can ask me and Boo Boo right now. You had a gun to our head. I'd be like, I can't even speak Laotian. What are you talking about?
that's what
And that's
just
where we connect too. We're all Laotian, and that's our blood, So
Ancient
ancient. Oh, remember
We
that.
have-
We also have a thing where we're called the ancient Laotians.
It's a special bit.
It's a special bit. You'll see it when
Coming
we get to a few
soon.
episodes.
Coming
Like
soon.
we want to kind of get it down, and it has
So
nothing to do
excited.
with being an ancient Laotian. And our mascot is a 3-headed mammoth.
No, it's not.
Not the
man.
3-headed elephant.
He's
Hey,
lying, y'all. He's
Yo,
lying.
3-headed
We haven't
mammoth.
worked out the details.
What's wrong with the 3-headed mammoth? Exactly.
I can't say.
If white people can write a movie about cocaine bears, we can have a 3-headed mammoth. Okay, think about that. Ancient Laotians. There's no ancient elephant.
We're working on the idea. You're giving them too much.
You guys will see coming soon. I'm gonna have a big ass fucking flag right here, red, blue, and then a 3-headed mammoth right in the middle.
It's gonna be right on top of me.
No, right here. We'll have it behind me. And we'll have his Looney Tunes right here. You know, that's
yeah.
That's it.
We're gonna get into that.
You'll see our decor when we start branding off, and you'll see our personalities for sure. I think we're gonna have a lot of personality behind us, and that'll let you know what kind of people we are and what kind of we're into. Because if people want to talk about collections and being like stuff like that, I have an addiction.
They
I
have
will admit
the
that now.
craziest collection, hands down, man. You guys we gotta showcase it.
Maybe a little
one
room
day.
tour or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, for
my
real.
God, yeah, it's
my
beautiful.
We love it.
I think I had a problem back in the days. Like,
Back in the days, you guys
No.
still be copping a bunch of shit.
well, now it's more easy going with it. Now
It's
I can
more
say no to
moderate.
stuff. Yeah.
It's more moderate. I
I
can
think
tell.
COVID, dude, I started playing
Moderate.
Yu-Gi-Oh again, and that was crazy. And I would spend like $300, $400, $500 a week on Yu-Gi-Oh,
Oh my God. Okay. I feel that.
and I don't even play anyone.
I gave this fool $40 for food pitch, and he went directly to the card store.
Yeah. That's what I do though. You know, it's like I'll make you guys a big ass dinner, a pitch, and then I'm gonna buy something that I want.
You got me on the toy collecting though. I had a good 2 years of just straight toy collecting
Every day too.
every
It's
day.
like I'm just gonna show up.
every day.
Yeah, show up to the Gray Wells. That's where I started collecting kid robot stuff.
Shout outs to Graywell, even though they don't sell toys like they used to anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had pops. Well, they had pops and kid
Pops,
robot stuff.
Kid robots. They got posters. They got books.
I remember
they
I
got-
went to Graywell, and they had a fucking GameCube in there.
Yeah, no, they had
Yeah,
video
they
games,
got
old school video
retro.
games. Yeah.
For 50 bones,
Yeah.
man.
retro.
Dude, we should
baby.
bring that back. We should have a little episode where we're playing old school stuff. Like I have a 64 downstairs. You know, Moose is a gamer.
Yeah,
Boo
I'm a
don't play too
retro.
much game. He just, like I said, he hustling, dude.
We just hustle.
He out here is selling vapes to everyone. He out here.
We play in real life, man.
Yeah, he had to put in an order earlier today for a big order. But that's what he do. You know, that's he a hustler. And then like we just have a lot of downtime. You know, so I play games. I play.
You have a lot of downtime. I do not.
Well, you do
I'm flooded with emails all the time.
that you don't check.
I actually do check. I make it so I read all my full inbox by the end of the day.
Are you
So
for
that-
reals?
That's just what he does. And
Well, then again, it's not like I'm getting hundreds of emails every day,
Dude,
but it's
I
good to get to
have-
that point.
I have 41,000 emails.
Oh, on my
Unread?
personal email, that's a different
Unread.
story.
unread. Ooh.
20,000.
I don't even know
on
how to
mine.
get rid of
Like
it.
I said, hustler.
man.
I don't have a 9 to 5 right now. I just be doing stuff, you know. So I do have a little bit of downtime. Actually, a whole lot of it, but it gave us the opportunity to be able to put all this stuff together while
Yeah,
It's true, man.
everyone was
Shout out-
putting in
yeah.
work. I had to
Shout outs
go.
to Tay.
I made sure to
shout
make
outs
sure
to
the
you
room
guys,
was
man.
kind of set up for our liking, you know. And yeah, you know, this when we were doing all this stuff, it was like, man, do we like this stuff? We had an adventure at IKEA
Mhm.
where
Yeah,
you guys
so
were going crazy.
us
Good
right
time.
here, and then
Yeah, you guys
Amy
went
and
hard on
Maddie.
it.
Shout out Maddie.
Shout out
Moose's
Maddie.
girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, and shout out to their family for the subscriptions, and shout out to my siblings because I did get to shout them out.
Oh, for their yeah, there you go. I only don't share one thing, and that's my Crunchyroll. That's it. I don't share that with anyone.
So you
And
don't lose track of your episodes?
yeah. I
and
don't
shit?
lose track
Yeah,
of
yeah,
my,
yeah.
my
Oh,
anime.
that's
I
smart.
think that's why Max fucking signed me out.
Yeah. Because Crunchyroll, you can't just make multiple accounts and then
Mm-hmm.
have it like everyone else, like HBO Max or Hulu or whatever. And like,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, that makes
I think I was sharing it at one point, and I was like, "Who's watching this? What is this?" I was so mad. I'm like, "Who's watching this shit?" And I was like, "All right, take them off, whatever. No one's using my shit anymore." So I'd be watching Crunchyroll by myself.
Yeah.
And as you can hear, I watch anime. We're in the movies, horror stuff, everything. You can name a little bit everything. I'm kind of into a lot of it.
I used to be a big anime guy, but I haven't watched it in years.
Like how long?
Well, honestly, I haven't followed one since the end of Naruto because I was just like, oh, I'll take a little break, and then I just never got back on.
Not a fan
But
of Boruto?
My Hero, no, I only catch for the fight scenes
Okay.
because the fight scenes, when they really do it, they do it
Going
really
Yeah,
crazy
yeah.
with 'em, yeah.
crazy.
That's how I watch One Piece, and everyone
Me
knows I
too,
don't.
though.
I don't really like One Piece because everyone be ruining shit for me. And like we have in our group of friends, I think 90% of them anime fans, and
90%, yeah.
I have a little brother in Somcha, and that fool ruins everything. I can't, dude. I'd be cooking, he'd be like, "Y'all see this shit?" I'm like, "No, dude, stop." I didn't see it obviously because I don't read. So they read and they're way ahead of where I'm at. You know, like I follow just the episodes, right? And yeah, dude, it's him, Joseph, Harrison. These fools all be fucking shit
These
up.
guys are big on that shit.
Big, yeah.
I mean, we're at your wedding, and I called out P for like reading anime or reading manga. I was like,
yeah, dude.
At a wedding?
At the wedding, it was crazy because when we got married on 10/22. We had it was Oliveira, and I watch UFC and boxing religiously, like, every time I can.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
Oliveira versus Islam, and that was a big fight. Like the fact that this fight was happening, I think Oliveira had come off 3 wins. 3 wins, and then he fought one of the greatest right now at the moment, the current champion.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, dude, we were getting married. I just hear, I see in the crowd a thumbs down, giving me a thumbs down. Oliveira lost, and like I'm a big fan of both, but just Oliveira's like Slumdog Story, you know, where he came from, how many losses he had in UFC is kind of crazy. But yeah, straight up in the crowd, thumbs down. He lost, and I'm over here crying. What?
That's why you were crying at your wedding.
That's why I was crying. Boo Boo was wedding us, and then like I'm over here like, oh my god, Oliveira lost. But yeah, you know, and that's just how it is. And we kind of, like I said, we're really into a lot of things. I just caught up on season 6 of My Hero.
I was into My Hero for the first 2. I think after the tournament scene or tournament arc, I was like, I just slowed down.
Yeah, it makes sense. That's because same thing as Naruto. The Chunin exam, you're like, this is too much like Naruto.
The tuning, right?
It's the same thing, tournament format and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, the tournament arcs can be really cool, but it's also they always fall into a thing. But I don't know. I like the classic stuff though, still to this day.
Classic's always good, you know.
Cowboy Bebop is my shit.
Mine, Samurai Champloo, and that's really it right there. Samurai Champloo was my biggest introduction to really music outside of what my parents were listening to, because if you go back, like my music influences because my parents, like Tupac, Too Short, and like a lot of West Coast rappers and a lot of freestyle music, you know, like Stevie B and stuff like that. But yeah, it was I think new job is rest in peace. Yeah, you know, one of the greats. He had helped me expand my music take in life. We
are the Toonami generation.
Toonami kids,
and that really introduced all that to us. Like it kind of just gave it to us on a silver platter. Especially for us that would be willing to stay up.
The Samurai Champloo intro song.
Yeah,
it's been playing in my head the second you said
it. My favorite was the outro. Yeah, Amy's never actually watched Samurai Champloo, but she loves the outro.
Dude, you didn't watch that.
That's shit. No, that outro was just so amazing. We almost had that as our first dance.
Really?
That was gonna be our song, the hip hop remix.
Yeah,
that was gonna be our first dance,
and
then
dope.
You know we didn't go that direction, but you know. We've been to Japan a few times, and he's been to Japan with us, but
once.
I've been to Japan 3 times. Amy, and dude, it's so crazy how that new job has just taken over. I mean, till this day, like I think he's been dead for 14 years. Mm-hmm. It's been a while, but yeah, no, you go there and you just hear his music all the time, and like going to like record shops and seeing the vinyls and like just put up, like not even for sale, just put up, because he's actually He's never really made a vinyl for sale. These are just copy vinyls of what he's produced, you know?
Bootleg shit?
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to. I almost did that for Nostalgia Ultra. I was trying to find a bootleg. I was like,
yeah, dude. If you got to do it, you got to do it. Because a lot of our favorite artists don't put stuff out, or because they have passed away, or in Frank Ocean's case, you know, he don't like putting shit out. He don't even like performing.
He don't like coming out.
Don't get me on that. Don't get me on that right now. Okay, I forgive him. He
don't even like us.
Yeah, he don't like us. Why do we love this guy so much? Dude,
I don't know.
Man. Had me laying on the floor for an hour, freaking waiting for him to come out to play that rock rendition of Novocaine. I'm sitting there like, what is going on?
I mean, see, I'm a big Frank Ocean fan, so I tried to defend it because these guys went to Coachella, and then we just watched kind of like somebody filming on their phone. And the beginning of it, I would have been infatuated.
I would have loved that shit.
Trust me. Okay, now that I think about it, it's been about 2 weeks almost, and I have pretty much gotten over the thought of him leaving, because realistically, he had maybe 20, 30 minutes left on his set. If he would have started at 10:05, he would have ended at 11:50. That would have been his time, because curfew for Coachella, and you don't want to get fined, right? But yeah, so as I thought about it, like for the last couple weeks, like I had maybe a week where I didn't listen to his music, and I listened to his music every day. And I was just like, nah, man, fuck this guy. Fuck Frank Ocean. Shout out to Peter because Peter was the first one to say that. But no, don't fuck Frank Ocean. He cool. Yeah. I forgive. Like he doesn't have to take my forgiveness or anything. My apology. But I do forgive him as an artist because that's just what he does. You know, I'm more mad that I didn't get to see the roller rink because people had showed videos on they're on like TMZ and shit. I thought that would be so fire.
Yeah.
Headlines were like, Coachella lost millions.
Yeah. They lost millions.
Like, bruh.
I saw that, man.
It's like, bro,
Which stings.
It's kind of crazy because the fact that they would cave because of him is nuts because Coachella is huge.
Mm-hmm.
They could have been, no, man, then don't perform.
Yeah.
Right? They could have been like, no, get out of here.
Right.
And then Coachella could have just announced someone else. Justin Bieber was over there. Maybe he could have just did a set.
That fool was fucked up in the crowd. So.
Yeah, he was at Killer Roy. Killer Roy bent over on the fence while Haley was rubbing his back.
Haley,
We've been
I don't
there.
feel
We've
so
been there.
good.
I know what he's on. I know.
Yeah.
Don't feel too good, Mr. Stark.
That's what he was on. Huh? He disappeared that night. But no, yeah, dude. Whatever. Frank Ocean's cool. He's still one of my favorite artists in my book. Definitely his.
Same.
Definitely it's
Same.
crazy because I always tell people he's my number one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Number
I
one?
would say out of all artists, if I were to put one at the top spot, it's Frank Ocean for sure.
That's pretty crazy because I guess between us we have pretty controversial number ones. Mine would be Kanye West
Mine's
himself.
the same.
You know,
Kanye.
Oh yeah, I knew
and like
that.
when people hear that, they're like, people always have arguments with me because of Kanye West. They're like, why am I being the one that has to defend him? If you don't like him, don't like him. Straight up. If you guys don't like something, don't put it on someone else.
Yeah, fuck all the political shit, man. I'm just about the music.
But some people have a hard time separating the artist
Yeah,
from
a lot of people
the
do.
art.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
I've been able to separate it, but also defend his takes up because not to say that I'm down with it, but he has some pretty crazy takes that are pretty out there, and I'm just like, you know what, that makes sense. You know, like he makes it make sense,
Right.
even though he doesn't. Like he's just yelling shit.
Yeah. I mean, I think people have to separate the art from the artist because
You definitely
it's just
have
like
to.
your life is not put on full display for everybody to see.
Right.
That's an experience that a lot of us aren't going to know. We'll never know.
What about R. Kelly?
R. Kelly's one of those dudes. He was doing horrendous things.
Can you separate the art from the artist?
You know, this is gonna put me under fire, bro.
Well, I'm just asking because no, it's a hot take. Though,
Okay,
you know?
okay.
When people say this
So-
to me, and then I'm like, well, what about this?
This is my defense. Just put on "I Believe I Can Fly."
She was 15.
Just put it on.
She was 15.
Oh fuck.
Just put it on. Because I'm a big Looney Tunes fan. I was
Okay.
waiting for the moment
Jam?
where I can talk about it. And Space Jam was one of
Yeah.
those things that I love. And I'm not a big basketball guy, but I'm just like a nerdy dude from, can we say where we're from?
Yeah, you already shouted us from Salt Lake City.
Oh, duh. I'm just like a nerdy dude from Salt Lake City. And like, I love Looney Tunes. And when that song came on, when I was a young kid, it was my first eargasm.
Really?
I had my first eargasm to that song.
Okay.
So
Mine
I
was
like,
Too Short, The Ghetto.
Shut the fuck.
No, straight up. I mean, when I tell you that my influence with music is kind of crazy. So
You
Too
said
Short,
that with such conviction.
Too Short, The Ghetto. Go listen to that, and that's kind of where we come from.
Yeah.
Like we didn't have it too easy, and with that lifestyle, you know. And shout out our parents for actually trying to make sure we got out of it, because they could have just stayed in it, you know. And I could have just been in a situation where I could be dead or in jail, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
I was literally next up to do something crazy, and a lot of people tell me that it's like when our uncles are coming on jail, we're like, I'm surprised you're not in jail. Why are you surprised? You don't know
true,
me.
man.
You don't know me.
We damn near had the red carpet rolled out for us for that.
Walking down it
path.
easy.
I feel
You
that.
know,
Yeah.
And
so
shout out to my parents for being able to pull me away from that, move us to Portland.
right.
Even though we still had, I still had fallen into gang affiliation. I wasn't a gang member, but a lot of my friends and family were.
Yeah.
So I was with that stuff every day, like whether we're getting jumped or getting the fights or just I'm not here claiming stuff, and I'm still having the fight because of the people I'm with.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, I don't come from that background. In Utah, I was from Kearns, and if anybody knows Kearns, that's
he knows Kearns.
K-Town.
That's right here.
yeah,
Kearns.
hell yeah, brother,
Yeah.
yeah. But it was humble beginnings. But my mom, she made sure to, because
Yeah.
I had family that that came to the States in Chicago,
Oh,
and it was
yeah,
a different kind
Wow.
of set. You know,
That's crazy.
Yeah,
it was
Chicago
like-
game must be crazy.
it was
than what we had to deal
it
with
was
here.
different. It was like Chinese guys versus
Everyone.
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 Yeah. And you know, we had that, and she was like, for sure. None of my kids, for sure.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I just got to grow up nerdy and funny.
Shout outs to moms, man.
Shout outs to moms. Thank
Shout outs to
you.
moms.
Yeah, for real. But you know, like I said, I appreciate everything they did and made us the people we are today. Because if it wasn't for the mistakes they made and the what they had to accept and move on with, we wouldn't be here.
Right.
You know, and
Right.
we could have stayed. I could have stayed in Utah, and like I said, I would have been here fighting for no reason. When I moved back to Utah and I went to high school, I went to West High. My first day, because of my mom's last name, they had made me go to the office, the principal's office, and take off my shirt to see if I was gang affiliated. Like,
Oh,
took off my shirt. I was, what, 15, 14, 16 years old? 15, 16 years old.
Yeah.
That's the numbers right there. But no, and dude, that was so weird to me because why would you make a teenager or a child take off their shirt in front of you? Right? Like you could have just been like, hey, you guys have tattoos? Are you gang affiliated? They were like, who are you with? Are you gang affiliated? Or do you bang with these guys? I'm
just like that?
Just like that. First day
It's
of school.
crazy that you say that because when I was younger, I think I maybe only told Jennifer about this, but my white friends would not let me go inside their house because of my last name.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, for real.
because my last name was all over the news. man.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Shout out to you. Shout out to the unks
You know,
though. You know,
shout out-
they out there.
Shout out to some, they were active in the fields.
It
So-
sucks that we had to go through that kind of stuff and see that stuff, but we learned from it, and we don't get to see the gang life the way they had it.
Yeah.
We just know that they were a part of it, and straight up, dude, the way we had to look at it, dude, I had to look through America's Most Wanted, newspapers, local newspapers.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know my uncle went to jail for killing someone until 4 or 5 years later.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
and
It's
the,
crazy.
The crazy thing for me is that I was the last person that he was with before he got arrested. And for me to not understand why he went to jail or why he was in prison
Right.
was so crazy.
How old were you?
Kindergarten.
Oh,
I was like 96. I think 96. I was like 4 years old. I think
Yeah.
preschool, kindergarten.
so
Yeah.
And all
But-
these stories, they're
young.
all fucking true.
Everywhere.
Man.
They're everywhere.
Everything. Anything that you saw that shit was for reals. Real. And I think that's why it was so easy for me to make a decision on not to go down that certain path. Was I would see my grandma
Yeah.
and she would be crying in front of the news, in front of the TV.
yeah.
Yeah, but like you were saying, shout out to grandma. No, for real. Like when we were going through stuff, our grandparents paid for it the most.
Yeah.
Like-
Most def.
Our uncles and aunts or our family members, they paid for it because they did everything. But our grandparents had to live through it after. You know,
Literally.
and that's what's crazy too is that like what we said, we had a red carpet. We could have just been jumped and fought, and every day we could have been something would have been different, you know. And I was at Utah Fun Dome when he got shot up.
Yeah.
I was
I
visiting.
remember that.
It's crazy.
That's a pretty well known story too.
Yeah, yeah.
From
Everyone
this
knows that
area.
one for the Asians,
Yeah.
at least for the Asian community that we
Yeah.
had, you know.
Yeah.
But
It's true, man.
yeah, no, for real. Shout out to grandma, grandpa, and for holding it
crazy.
down for
Holding
us
it
as
down.
the grandkids,
Yeah.
and
For
trying to
reals.
keep us out of that life
Yeah.
too. Because
Nah,
our
they
parents
made
did their
it-
best,
They made
but
it very easy, man. If your house has been raided 7 times and you
raided, shot at.
shot at, you see
fuck.
your uncle zip tied up on a chair with guns in your face, you gotta make it out of that. That was my first thing. Like, yeah, I got scared. I was scared shitless to go into that shit
Yeah.
because of all of the aftermath of what the decisions that my uncles had made. You guys ever had your fucking door smashed in with fucking guns up in your man? I was a kid, bro. I was maybe
You were probably 4 or 5 years
I
old.
was like 4 or 5 years old,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
hands up, guns in my
hands
face.
up, hands on the
I
floor.
think a motherfucker stepped on my brother's leg. That fool was
Yeah.
still dead asleep on the floor. We used to all sleep in
Oh,
my
yeah,
grandma's
yeah.
room and shit. We used to sleep in her room. All of us, all the kids, all the grandkids, we all just slept on the floor with her. And these fools came barging in, stepped on my brother's leg. I think my fucking uncle, even my younger uncle, I think he pissed himself. 'Cause, I mean, dude,
Yo,
this
for real,
shit
yeah,
was
yeah.
crazy.
So scary, man.
No, it is a
Just
scary
don't know.
moment,
yeah.
especially if you're not
Yeah.
prepared for anything. Especially when you have no well-being or knowledge of what's actually happening.
Yeah.
And then now as you're older, you're like, man, I can't believe that shit happened to me.
Literally.
Like, and like I said, like we've had moments where the house was shot up. We had raids,
Mm-hmm.
even a moment of time where the reason we actually moved from Utah was because our house was burned down. Our grandparents' house was burned down, and that was a big pivotal moment. And this isn't safe. I think my parents were just sitting there like, we got to go, and you know, and to talk about it more, it's we had left to Portland. I was maybe maybe 3 years old. Because I have 3 younger siblings.
Mm-hmm.
My mom was pregnant, and so we were on the third one. She was already born.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's like kind of where we were at in time frame. But we had moved to Portland. Your uncle came with us,
Yep.
his kids,
Mm-hmm.
his girlfriend and wife.
Yeah, I remember visiting.
Yeah,
over there.
and then
Catching crabs
not only
and
just
shit.
that, it was literally we had a 3-bedroom apartment with like 12 people living there,
Yeah.
and that was crazy. That was like my furthest memory of anything from leaving Utah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
But
You guys
yeah,
left at a good time though.
we did.
Like the perfect time.
I think that was like it wasn't my choice, but coming back and hearing the stories about like family I actually didn't even know, but knew once I came back what they had to go through and live the way they lived life because of all that stuff, right?
It's true,
Mhm.
man.
And then like I said, I'm blessed in a way where we were pulled out. My parents worked after we left Utah. My parents worked like 14, 15-hour shifts, swap shifts, and that's why me as the eldest, I think that's why they put everything on me, you know, as
Mhm.
to take care of everything, make sure everything happened for
Right.
the family. I cook, clean, make sure everything was done. You know, at a point I was like dressing my little sisters and tying their hair, you know, like, and I know a lot of girls that don't know how to do that stuff,
Right.
and I had to do that, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, no, and we will go into stuff where we're like dark stuff like this. It's not too dark, but for us because we lived it. But when you guys are hearing these stories, it's take it with a grain of salt. This is done. You know, it's
Yeah,
over
man.
with. These are just stories that we had to live and make do
This is
with.
just some game for y'all, man. We just wanna make sure that everyone gets set on the right path, and we were fortunate enough to see some crazy ass shit. Fortunate and unfortunate at the same time. But
real.
fortunate on how we made it out and how we dealt with those things
Mm-hmm.
and how we dealt with some of the quote unquote traumas and just showing you guys a better way.
Yes.
That's what it's all about.
Make do with what you got. That's
Make do with what you got.
That's all you. That's all you got to
Always.
remember
Right.
is that
Yeah.
life is gonna play you some cards, and you're gonna have to play those cards eventually. You know, whatever you're dealt with,
You're gonna have
gotta
to
go
show
out
the
there.
cards.
Yeah.
at
And
one
remember,
point.
I'm a gambling man, so give me those cards. Let me see what I can do with them.
Yeah,
because I'll do it.
exactly. We'll
Oh,
make it
geez.
work.
I will pull a spade right now.
I tell you, I tell you all the time. It's like I'm glad you moved to Utah, but then now even more so, I'm like I'm really glad you moved to Utah. Yeah,
No, yeah, for real. I was like, but it was like Utah. I kind of figured myself out. I was at a trial of an adult. I was like 16 years old. I was like, I need to do
It's
something.
crazy. I remember you coming in, and I remember hearing you hopping on a train, coming back to Utah, and all these things. We had so many. I think me and Tay had so many moments to actually connect, but it took us the right moment to like
Yeah.
fully connect on
Yeah,
some
yeah,
real
yeah.
shit. If we would have connected to that back then, like who knows what the fuck would
That
happen,
actually
you
kinda
know
counts
what I'm
for a lot
saying?
of
So
us,
it's like
'cause-
it's
For real.
crazy. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I've
I know
known you.
can
I've
probably
known you
say the
fools
same
for a
too.
long
Yeah,
time.
exactly. You know, so it just takes that right time, that right moment, and the right situation to really bring people together. And I feel
Yeah.
like we had plenty of chances and moments in our lifetime to really connect on certain levels. And man, I'm just glad you came in at the right
yeah.
time, man. You
I'm
know,
happy to be here. You know,
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
the
we
fact
speaking
that-
on a microphone. and
yeah, we
shit?
speak on a
Yeah,
microphone
man.
about the stuff that we went through, the traumas,
Yeah.
the happy moments, everything that's ever happened to us. We're gonna put it out here. You
Yeah,
know,
we
and,
have to,
and
you
we're gonna
know.
let you guys know that because that way you guys can connect with us on any type of way. You know,
Right.
Yeah.
and like I said, this is a fruit basket of different fruits, and you just pick at it. You know, you might not relate with me. You might relate to Moose more. You might relate to Boo Boo, and
Right.
that's what we're here for. As a this collective here, we're here to put things in perspective, let you guys know what we went through, how we settled it, and now we're here. You know, we're breathing. We got a roof over our
I'm
heads.
happy to be here talking to you guys about it and getting the chance to, you know.
Yeah, and I would have never thought that I would be in a moment where I'm actually sitting with Boo Boo because he's much younger than I am. You know, and there was a pivotal moment in his life I remember is that his mom had sent him to my house and said, "Hey Tay, can you help Boo Boo with whatever he's going through?" And I was like, "Yeah, let me figure it out." I didn't even talk to him. I said, here's some weed, here's some Wiz Khalifa, here's some Mac Miller. Go listen to the shit and figure this shit out.
That was all I needed, though. That was all I needed.
You
For
need
real.
that in your life.
For real. That was like like I said, a pivotal moment for him because I didn't have to say anything.
Right.
I just said, hey, do this, you'll be good.
You did that for me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same exact order.
Yeah, same thing.
Same shit, man. Same shit, man.
Oh,
Everybody
man.
needs a Tay in their life, man.
No, everyone just needs people in their life that they could appreciate, and that's kind of where it's at, you know.
Yeah.
Like as much as they talk about me and the person I am, I wouldn't be sitting here without them,
Right.
right? And that's where we're at. You know, this is the team that we're gonna build off of and make sure all successes fall into our laps.
Yeah.
Right? Hey, we out here like as much as Boob is a hustler, we all hustle in our own way.
No,
and that's
everybody's
it.
a hustler here,
We-
man. That's why we fuck with each other like that, man.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
But no,
Yeah.
this was the first episode. We appreciate that you guys had taken your time to listen to this.
Yeah.
We will work with the time and everything as well. We're shooting for maybe an hour an episode, and we're gonna try to do this weekly, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna
Yeah, baby.
we in the
Get it
lab,
done.
you know, we cooking right
Get
now.
it done.
We might do some live action cooking videos. We might, we might be putting it down somewhere else.
Whatever we want to do.
Yeah, this is for us to have fun with at the end of the
Yeah.
day, right?
And if there's different topics and things that you guys feel like you guys just want to know more of, you guys want to just you need some advice on some shit, we're gonna have Sifu put in an email or a contact for you. Put it in the comments, whatever it is. We'll see if we get it on the channel and start going through all of them. So,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But until then, and until we get the plug, man, shout outs off days.
Shout out off days.
Shout outs Moose Woods, MW95. Shout outs More About Nothing. Shout outs Nimbus Creative. Shout outs Sheila's Custom Creations.
Shout out
outs
Fat
everybody, man.
Fades.
Shout outs Fat Fades.
When I tell you guys that this is the team right here, this is who we're working with. We have a lot of outside help as well that be putting us down.
Shout outs to everybody, man. Everyone I
For
just
real.
mentioned,
man.
For real.
y'all had a hand in all this. So thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you for all that, for reals.
And that's it. We'll hope you guys have a great day, and we finish up this episode with an outro for y'all. And stay tuned for more. And follow our socials
All day with it.
in the whatever box below. We'll figure what that's called, but
Whatever
you
is
know,
down here.
We're down here. We're new to this, and we're gonna figure it out though.
Peace.
Shout outs, y'all, man. Thank you. That was a good one.